It sure does feel good sitting in the garage finally after 2 months on my end of just nonstop work. This is like the first moment I've had to just relax, enjoying some nice crisp rainy weather. It's just been, yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. I have been working on the cars and the projects and stuff. If you could see, I think you guys get like a little shot of this. The car you guys haven't seen was completely ripped apart and then completely put back together again. And it's basically on the final reassembly. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know what I've been up to. I have been nonstop working outside of social media, outside of YouTube and everything. I also run a photography and video production studio in town. And we shoot a ton of weddings and whatnot. And in California, where I'm at, the fall season, so September, October, and some of November, is just absolutely insane. And because it's not just me in the business, it's not like a sole proprietorship anymore. I actually have like a bigger team and everything that we've grown over the last few years. So we shoot a ton of weddings. A lot of the dates in September, October, and November, there's like 3 weddings on every single Saturday, plus some Friday, plus some Sunday weddings as well. So our teams are all just covering weddings every weekend, pretty much nonstop for almost 2 months straight. And I may need to figure this out more as the business keeps growing, but for now, I do all of like everything else. My wife handles admin stuff, but I am post-processing the footage. I do outsource editing, so both photo and video edits I do outsource, but I still have to color grade the footage. I have to process hours and hours and hours of footage every single wedding. And then when that's processed, I have to upload the footage. The editor shoots me back the edit, which I also have to revise before I send it to the client. And that's per wedding. Like there's literally 3 to 6 weddings per weekend for 2 months that I'm doing all of that for. Anyway, that's the short and concise version of why I've just completely not really had much time to dedicate to posting on YouTube for the last month and a half. I love doing weddings. They're a lot of fun, but there's just a ton of freaking work. And I feel like my heart, if I had to focus my time somewhere, I'd like to focus time in the garage. It's crazy just still seeing and looking at all the projects we have and everything. It just feels wrong to not be able to be posting about them, I've been working on it behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff you'll see on the MCLAREN video either tomorrow or on Wednesday, somewhere around there. Hopefully, there's still a lot of footage to process on that. So hopefully I can get that up in the next few days. But there has been a lot of progress. The MCLAREN is so close to being done. I'm having Ryan out one more time, hopefully if he's down, to focus on the powertrain. The smoking issue is for sure overfilled oil. I just hope there's not some other deeper problem there. The car runs great. It just started smoking after I did the first oil change, and I'm sure I overfilled it the first time. But there is that oil pressure, low oil pressure warning I'm getting. So if we have a faulty oil pressure switch and it's not reading the oil pressure correctly, then we have to change that out at some point. And I can't check the oil until that error code is gone. So there's still a lot of miscellaneous dumb things we'll probably have to figure out on it. But next up is literally just getting this thing running and driving and just making sure it's 100% operational and just getting it on the road. There will be a few more miscellaneous things to button up. The trunk tub I have to still fit in. I might have to 3D print some surround parts for the trunk tub. But the car is so close to being done. I'm not gonna show you a ton of it in this video, just because there's a full-length video and I want you to, it doesn't look much different than last time you guys saw the car in a full video, but there has been so much stuff that I've done, just miscellaneous things buttoning up and repairing and things that you'll have to just watch the video to really appreciate. If I just showed it to you right now, it would look awesome, but you guys, I just feel like you need that little bit of behind the scenes, like how much work went into the final reassembly. And in other news, the CBR 1000 is still torn apart. I haven't had time to actually dedicate 1 more hour to this, which is all I need, I think, to actually fix this thing up. If you guys remember, the fuel pump was not priming on this thing. We don't know why. That's like the only thing that it needs is the fuel pump to run. Then it's a fully functioning bike and I can put it all back together and it's completely done. And I've narrowed it down to a broken wire somewhere. It's this wire sending signal from this end and then it's not getting signal on this end to the ECU, which is exactly the symptoms we would be getting if that were the case, like the fuel pump not priming when the key's on. I'm like 90% sure it's this wire is broken somewhere along the harness on this side where the crash happened, and it's just not getting power all the way to the ECU for the fuel pump. So anyway, I just need like a couple hours to dedicate to doing that. I think I hate wiring, honestly, so this has been on the back burner for a while, but I think I'm gonna love this bike when it's done. Really cool bike, just haven't had much time to put into it. The LC45, I think I'm actually gonna pop over to my photography studio as just a display piece. It's really not worth getting registered. And if you guys remember the full build video, the battery pack depleted itself at some point when it was in storage, and I don't think the battery pack would recover if we tried to, you know, boost it back up to its full capacity. And there's really no getting around it. It's just an old bike with freaking drum brakes that barely work and one old disc brake and crappy suspension and everything. It was not much of a fun bike to ever ride. And now that I have the ZX14R, there's really no reason to not ride this bike. It's reliable, it's fast, it's fun, it sounds fantastic. And then in other news, we have a couple e-bike reviews coming at you real quick because they want to get these videos out for Black Friday. We've got an InMotion Climber, and we have the VeloWave Breeze T. And then I'll show you a little bit of the McLaren. One thing I'm working on right now is getting the hood lined up like it needs to be. I did assemble most of everything else pretty much fully, but the hood, especially on this side, needs to get pushed way down, and it needs to kind of come this way in the front. But besides that, in the next video, you'll see getting it to this point. Last time you saw it, none of the mirrors were on, nothing, and the door panels were all disassembled. Everything in the interior is 100% buttoned up and it looks fantastic. But the video after that, I need to still put in the wheel wells, which I have here with all the sensors attached to them. And I need to get the windshield replaced, and I need to put the windshield wiper and trim back on. But besides that, dude, it's so close to being done. I can't even believe my eyes. I still do need to get the stupid fuel door figured out because that still is stuck shut. It does not open. That is one stupid thing on this project again that I have to figure out. Pretty much daily driving the Gallardo. I have loved every second in this car, and I know people hate on it for being an e-gear, but it's just, the experience of it is so cool. You'd have to ride in a Gallardo with an e-gear to really understand. The S-Class with the faded stripe that used to be silver, but now it's not. If you guys have followed the channel for a long time, you kind of know we moved into our first house as like an investment property potential. It was a really small, like 800 square foot, really like basically the cheapest house we could find that had good rental potential for the future. And then we moved out to another potential rental property, and then moved to another one, and found ourselves here. And I guess I'll preface this with the housing market right now does suck. Like I can't justify buying another house at this point. I'm fully content in this house living here right now. I just feel like I need more space at some point. It's been like 4 years in this house. I cannot believe it's been 4 years. I just feel so stagnant, you know? It would just be so nice to have more space. Fastest electric DIY go-kart will soon be tested, hopefully. K1 Speed never got their freaking track permitted that they wanted to challenge us on so long ago. We have been waiting a long time just to have a controlled environment to test this in. We did a pass up and down the street out there, but normal streets are just too bumpy for a kart that goes this fast with such weak steering rack. So anyway, we're gonna be testing that at some point when we actually get access to a controlled track. I'll give you a couple behind the scenes, but Lord Kurt and I started a new project recently. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's gonna be pretty fun. Yeah, so we're getting back to work on this now that I have a little bit more free time to dedicate to help him and film and everything. And so Kurt's gonna be over here soon, and we're gonna be knocking this project all the way out. All right, well, there you guys have it. That's the summary, the recap of what I've all been up to right now. There have been other small things I don't care to mention, but I hope you guys are doing great. I know I haven't really talked to you guys for a while, but my heart is truly with you guys and here in the garage. I think about you guys and pray for you guys all the time. And I'm very excited to finish up this McLaren. More and more, now that the interior is completely finished up, I sit in this car every now and then just because I just wanted to be driving at this point. It has been just over a year working on the McLaren, and I'm definitely feeling it. I'm just very excited now that the interior is done, just being able to envision myself actually driving this thing and knowing it runs and drives and pretty much all of the major stuff is finished up, I'm very motivated to get this thing done at this point. And more than words can say, I'm glad to have you guys along on this process. Several years ago, I never expected my life going in this direction where I just film projects and make fun videos and have people enjoy them, hopefully, and we can just hang out. And hopefully I can bring some positivity to your day. And at the same time, I'm encouraged just having people here watching, and it motivates me to just get things done. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next couple days on the main channel, on the next McLaren video, then a couple e-bike videos coming right after that. And then hopefully soon, a full video on the McLaren. It's gonna be hours long, just for like the whole build from start to finish. I don't even know what I'm in it for yet. I still have to break down the price and everything, and we'll do that in a specific video because there's been a lot of, I cut a lot of good deals on this car, and I did things as cheap as possible, which I think is going to be pretty interesting in the end when I actually break it down. I'm hoping I'm not too far into it, you know, that it's still worth it. That's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys next time. I'll catch you on the main channel. See you guys over there. Thanks for watching.